Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. These podcasts are brought to you in part by our sponsors who really truly are what make these podcasts possible every week. O'Fallon Nutrition is a company that I've worked with for over 15 years. They're independently owned and operated, located here in O'Fallon, Missouri, right off of Highway K and Mexico Road. I call this place the Whole Foods of St. Charles County, but even if you are not located on this side of the river, it is still worth the drive. I can remember working all the way down at Powerhouse and still sending people out to O'Fallon Nutrition for their supplements. They are more than a supplement company. You can get grass-fed beef, salad dressing, seasoning for your cooking, hair care products, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, essential oils, and all the vitamins and minerals that you can think of. If you're looking for clean, whole food nutrition, as well as home care, house care, skincare products, O'Fallon Nutrition is your place. You can take a look at them at o'fallonnutrition.com, or if you'd like to have something shipped, if you're listening to me from outside of St. Louis, you can certainly have items shipped. I know they do free shipping if it's an order over $50, and the phone number is 636-240-5283. Again, it's o'fallonnutrition.com. As well as if preparing your food on a weekly basis is your primary excuse for why you're not able to stay on a good, clean eating program, which is something that I hear very regularly from my clients, I would ask you to please take the time to check out Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com. They are a phenomenal place. We get our food from there during the week. They deliver to our Integrity location. They will deliver to your house. They also are just available for pickup. You can go to their Chesterfield location or their Kirkwood location and just pick up meals for the day, as well as just having them delivered right to your door. So if preparing your food is your main excuse for why you cannot stay on a healthy eating program, then I would suggest just stop by Pure Plates. Just try it. If you're trying to lower your blood pressure, you're trying to lower your cholesterol, you're trying to get your blood sugar down, try to do Pure Plates meals for a week and just see how different you feel. These are organic meals. They are gluten-free. If you need them to be, they can be dairy-free. They are soy-free. You're not taking any processed sugars or meat-curing agents or preservatives. They really, truly believe in nutrient-dense meals that are just whole food nutrition. And I've had my clients, or I've made recommendations for my clients for years at Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com, or you can call them to ask questions at 636-778-3555. Again, remembering that they have a location in Chesterfield as well as in Kirkwood that you can just run by and pick up a meal today. Everyone always asks me where I get my meat from, and given that I really eat meat on a daily basis, typically beef primarily, my meat is very important to me. I have an autoimmune condition and I want grain-free, corn-free meat, and I just haven't found the confidence in stores in knowing that I'm getting 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And I have searched and searched and searched for the right farm, and I have found the farm. It's fedfromthefarm.com, fed, F-E-D, from thefarm.com. These farmers are amazing. It's a family. They're here in Missouri, and they have the desire, just like I do, to see people well and to see people healthy, and they put a lot into what they do. It's such a wonderful family to support. They do offer 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, meaning that's it. A beef, and I get my ribeyes, I get my ground beef, my ground sirloin, I get my chuck roast. I mean, they basically have everything. They even have awesome jerky, but they also have eggs, they have chickens, and they have turkey. I'm planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, and if you'd like lamb, they have that as well. But if you are in need of good quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or quality eggs, chicken, turkey, don't just settle for what you're getting at the local store. to go out on the internet and check out Fed from the Farm. That you can arrange a pickup or you can have it delivered to your home. And I can guarantee you're going to taste the difference. For me, my health actually depends on it. So I really thank God to have found such a great farmer. Fedfromthefarm.com. I hope it blesses you.
Welcome to Faith, Fuel, and Fitness, the Integrity Way, with your hosts, John and Debbie Morris from Integrity Training Systems.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Debbie and I always like to start our show by talking about what a warrior is. So, Debbie, can you tell everybody what the definition of a warrior is?
It's a brave or strong, experienced fighter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason we talk about that is because I think a lot of people get confused on what a warrior actually is. They're like, I'm too meek, or I'm not tough enough, or I'm not strong enough, or I don't really know if I can fight. And, even just being experienced makes you a warrior. And Everybody's experienced something in life. So I just want to talk a little bit each week, guys. We talk about kind of what we're warrioring through, or we may even talk about some of our client struggles, just to give everybody an idea that we're all kind of going through this thing called life together. So, Deb, why don't you talk to us a little bit about either yourself or someone that you've worked with this week and what they've had to overcome and what they're fighting through?
I think, the battle sometimes can be so strong, and you can feel so much pressure coming from so many different directions that you can get sort of into a pattern of fighting, your life just becomes just battle, the longest war in the history. Basically, you feel like you're battling, and so I think it actually is a challenge, and you have to take the challenge every single day to choose to see 5 great things about the day versus the 5 uphill challenges that you have in the day. Because the uphill challenges could genuinely be significant. It's not down regulating how difficult the struggle could be.
Sure.
I'm blown away at the amount of clients I have right now that have cancer. For the first time in 25 years, I've just never had this many clients that I'm dealing with. And I don't know, maybe God's just using me in this area or something like that. I don't know, but I just know that I haven't ever had this many clients. And so, I just think on any given day, I know that I go through some challenges, but I also know that I don't have cancer, and so if I'm really struggling and things are really dark or really complicated, the one thing I can say is I don't have cancer. Thank you, God, for my health. Thank you, God, that I'm overcoming. But I think that there has to be, a method to fighting, and there has to be a method to, pressing on through the struggle strong, putting on the full armor of God, staying connected to the Lord and staying strong in the Lord. Through the struggles of life. But I think that there also has to be a path where you say, I refuse to be in battle 24/7. There's going to be a segment of this day that no matter how complicated my life is, I'm going to glorify God. The joy of the Lord is going to be my strength. I'm going to find a way to just get out of the battle, get out of the fight, and just kind of overcome and not let it become my every minute, my every moment, my every thought.
I had a friend of mine actually send me a YouTube video this week. And if you know me and my group of friends, we are jokingly referred to by most of the people that know us outside of our small group as the people you want on your team in a zombie apocalypse, or the people you want on your team in World War III. That's just kind of what we're known as, is we're all fighters. We're all people who have firearm experience. We're all people with tactical experience. And he sent me something interesting, this YouTube video, and a quote that was in it. And I feel bad for not knowing the book, but the author's last name is Pearson. And there's a quote that says, warriors become burnt out because they live life as a struggle against others and against parts of themselves they see as unworthy. And I think that's really good because to your point of what you were just saying, yes, we never give up. Yes, we never, stop on the fight. But sometimes you have to know when it's good to take a step back, catch your breath, and then re-engage. So if your day is spent, if your day is spent thinking about all of the battles going on, especially the ones that you can't actively engage against, and then you start getting into your head and in a loop of not being good enough and not having the quality or caliber to take these things on and not having the training and being developed for it, that is a battle in and of itself. And most times that perpetuates the actual loss, not what you're fighting. It's the belief that you don't have what it takes to overcome it. So I just thought this video was really good. It kind of goes into, he talks about like what a shadow warrior is. And what a shadow warrior is it's someone who fails to that. It's someone who gets so wrapped up in that you think they're the most capable warrior, but they're so hard on themselves and they never stop that internal battle and that internal fight that it ends up turning into anger, it ends up turning into irritation, it ends up turning into irrationality and conversation. And then you're like, man, what's wrong with that person? But you don't realize that it's because they're fighting themselves so much, battling their own demons, if you will.
There's a lot of people that are doing that on a regular basis. And I do still believe that, again, part of that is that they're not taking a break from the battle or they're not detaching from the battle. I know there's this one section of Discipline Equals Freedom where Jocko Willink says, the one thing that you can't control is artillery fire. Like it's going to come at you and there's nothing you can do about it, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously, you wish that someone wasn't firing on you, but I mean, you can't do anything about it. So what you have to do is you have to detach yourself from the situation and you have to still look around and see what can be done, even though it's absolute chaos all around you. And I just think when it's absolute chaos all around you, you do have to detach and you have to say, what is that detachment? What is going to get my mind into a different place? What's going to get my thinking into a different place? What's going to put me into a position to where I can take a break from this battle, even if it's just for a short moment. Yesterday we spent time as a family, you, me, and Sophie. We went to Palm Health and we went and sat in the salt room and you guys did the biomat and the PEMF mat. We did the cryotherapy. We went to the gym. We did some stretching. We did a workout. That was just a complete and utter disconnection from all things.
Right.
We laid there. I basically had my eyes open for half the time in the salt room because I just enjoyed looking over at my daughter and my husband laying there relaxing so quietly and peacefully and soundly. And I wasn't thinking about anything I wasn't thinking about any struggles that were going on. I needed that moment. And there's a recharge that comes from that. And also the connection with the Lord and your ability to really, truly speak to him differently. Instead of coming to him with your needs, you can come to him with how grateful you are and how thankful you are and how committed you are to serve him no matter what the circumstances are. And what it does is it strengthens you internally and it strengthens your faith and it sets you up to be more equipped for that battle. And you get back into the battle and now you're able to see things differently. You have a different set of eyes. You have different ears to hear and you're just wiser for the battle.
Well, I just think that, anytime you talk about fighting, you talk about combat, you talk about anything that you're doing in life, that you have to have those time between rounds. There's a reason why when you watch boxing, it's not just a 30-minute boxing match. They go and they sit down in their corner for a moment before recomposing and coming back out to the fight. And that's what you need to do. And we help people do that.
Absolutely. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with Integrity Training Systems, where we tell you exactly what to eat, where to buy it from, how to prepare it, what to order when you eat out, what to do when you travel, what you should be drinking, and any vitamins or minerals you should be taking, take a look at Integrity Training Systems. And for more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, please give us a call at 636-299-2208. John and I have exciting news. We are hosting a longevity retreat in Rosemary Beach, Florida, with Drs. Bashima and Mike Williams, functional medicine doctors. It is going to be an awesome opportunity for just life-changing, longevity, improving results for your body. For more information on that longevity retreat, you can get information on the Integrity Training Systems website, or you can go to longevityretreat.co. For the very best grass-finished, grass-fed beef delivered to your doorstep, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com. And from my very personal bakery, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, nutrient-dense, muffins, cookies, brownies, baked goods delivered to your doorstep. Take a look at sophiesbakery.com.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. We just got done talking about what it means to be a warrior. And Deb, your social media lately, you've been talking about things such as people's breaking points. And you quoted T.D. Jakes saying your breaking point is also your breakthrough point. And I want to talk a little bit about what that means to you and what that means to the average person that you deal with.
Sure. I mean, I can relate it to so many clients. I sit and watch them really a lot of times finally make a commitment to change at their utmost breaking point.
Right.
You know, and T.D. Jakes wrote a book called Crushing, and there's actually an excellent YouTube out there with him and Stephen Furtick where he's talking about this book, Crushing, and just an outstanding message, just talking about how to handle pressure, you know, and how you're actually crafted under that pressure. And there have just been so many times in my life where I felt like I was going to break. And I am a relatively humble person, but I'm willing to admit that I'm also a relatively strong person. I have a high pain threshold, both emotionally and physically. I've been able to take a real strong beating emotionally and turn the other cheek by a lot of people in my lifetime, and I've been able to take a few, physical beatings in my lifetime and still be able to, get up and stand and find a way to press on. But through those extreme breaking points, I was molded into the person that I am today. And I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for those moments. And some of the worst moments in my health where I was on my deathbed and genuinely, came to know the Lord because I thought I was going to die. It was kind of like a deathbed salvation in the beginning. It was like, I don't know where I'm going. I was carried into a baptismal. I mean, because I couldn't walk.
Right.
I thought I was dying. So I know faith because I felt like I needed faith. Like it was the only way I was going to make it to heaven. I was smart enough to figure out how to get it at that point. But then I had to use my faith for healing because I just felt God had a use for me. There was something bigger than what I had already done. And that's when I decided to move into the nutrition field. And I have watched so many clients, you being one of them, you have a heart attack and are near suicide and going through a divorce. And that's what changes the whole catalyst to changing your career. There's just been so many clients over the years that it was their breaking point. And I mean breaking point. I mean, they had a lot of stuff coming at them. But it was at that breaking point that they finally said, enough is enough. I will make the decision today. I will start going to the grocery store. I will start prepping my food. I will Go to the pre-prepared meal company on the other days. I will commit to 30 days of clean eating. And that clean eating changed their brain. It changed their mood. It changed their hormones. It changed their pain threshold. It just changed so many different things in their body. And they ended up on a trajectory to success. But if it wasn't for that breaking point, like, would they have made it?
Well, I always relate everything in life to the gym because that's obviously what I do. I spend, 50 hours a week with clients in the gym. And what I talk about is time under tension. And in fact, I at some point need to write a book about my life, not because I'm special or I think people care to know about it, but I've just had so many clients over the years that are like, you've been through a thing or two, and it would be encouraging to people to see that you've overcome that.
Very
and if
much,
I can help
yes.
one person with my story, it makes it worth it. I just need to get through my ADHD and sit down and do it. But what I talk about is the time under tension. And so every second you spend under attention is an adaptation that can create change. So if you were doing a bicep curl and you're holding 10 pounds and you do that for an hour, that's going to create a change. If you're holding 100 pounds and you do that for 1 rep, that's going to create change. And what you can handle is based on what you have handled in the past, how much you can curl, how much you can lift. It's based off of what you've done before. And if you do too little, you won't actually create much change. There won't be a lot of growth. It'll be more time put in than the result gotten out. And if you do too much, you will break. And so what I find with the gym is people are willing to get really close to that breaking point and operate there under that maximized tension to create the result that they're looking for with their body. But when it comes to life, people live in fear of that tension. Mm-hmm. They want it to be easy. They don't want it to be hard. They don't want to work too much. They don't want to, there's this work-life balance that's talked about so much now. And if you're entrepreneurial, that is an extremely hilarious statement. And, I get people who are like, yeah, I think I want to start my own business, but, I'm working on my work-life balance. And it's like, we went the first 5 years that we were in business with us only collecting a paycheck as me as a personal trainer, Debbie not collecting a paycheck, and us putting in an absorbent amount of hours.
No
like you've got that.
Yeah.
There's, when you talk about work-life balance, sometimes that's got to be just all in at that season of your life. And that tension has actually created a strength in us that has allowed us to overcome some pretty serious things in both business and our relationship. And so when you think about time under tension as creating change, you have to realize that what you're going through could potentially break you, or it could make you stronger than you ever imagined you could be. And you just have to learn to push through the end of that tension to gain that strength.
And I feel like that's what we do at Integrity is we create time under tension in the gym to try to transform your body. And then we take the time under tension in life and we create a pattern for you to create a healthy lifestyle, for you to blast through that tension and to blast through those breaking points and to really achieve breakthrough. And your fitness and your nutrition have they play such a big role in your ability to be able to get through those breaking points. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with us at Integrity Training Systems, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com for a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers to assess you and identify any muscle imbalances or postural deviations that you have. We will teach you how to foam roll, teach you how to stretch, and teach you mobility exercises for zero cost. Just come in, check out the gym, and meet with a trainer and learn about what we do at Integrity. 636-299-2208. And don't forget to take a look at our website and get some more information on the longevity retreat that John and I are hosting with functional medicine doctors Mike and Bashima Williams in Rosemary Beach, Florida, for a great option for a life-transforming weekend to create a balance of just health and wellness and spirituality. Take a look at longevityretreat.co. And for farm to table, grass-finished, grass-fed beef delivered to your doorstep, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com. And finally, for my favorite bakery, my personal bakery, gluten-free, dairy-free, nutrient-dense baked goods delivered to your doorstep, take a look at sophiesbakery.com.
I pray for your healing, the circumstances would change. I pray that the fear inside would flee in Jesus' name. I pray that a breakthrough would happen today. I pray miracles over your life.
Welcome back, everybody. This is John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Just got done talking to you about the breaking point being your breakthrough point, and never giving up on that. You know, the time under tension that I was talking about being what creates the ability to be strong enough to take on potentially the next thing that occurs in life. And I want to talk a little bit about what if you are being prepared for something larger. You know, what if God has something in store for you? What if you've even been praying for something larger? You're praying for abundance. You're praying for abundant finances. You're praying for some growth or change in life, and you're getting hit with the tension that grows that, and now you're not wanting to handle that. So, Deb, I just want to ask you a little bit about that. Like, how do you focus as a business owner, as a coach, on being prepared for something larger and taking on what's coming at you at that time?
Well, I mean, I always say new level, new devil. I don't know who actually said that first, but I just know that I say it all the time.
Right.
But at the end of the day, anytime I've ever tried to take my life to a new level, there has always been a new devil. And it just blows me away, where they come from, you know, and the people that it will end up being, and the attack, and how it will come. And maybe it'll be financial, maybe it'll be a relationship that you thought was super strong, and then all of a sudden the person just falls to pits, and they totally turn out being a person you did not think that they were going to be. It's always happened where, you know, of course, blessing comes, but whenever I start getting hit in all areas, I know that things are about to move to a different level.
Right.
And had I not endured that hardship, or had I not gone through those difficult times, I don't think I would have been equipped to do literally a tenth of what I do. Like, I listen to people all day long talk about enduring hardships. They talk about battles. One of the main reasons why people fail on their food is because you just have no idea how much stress I've been under in the past couple weeks.
It doesn't even have to do with the food.
Exactly.
It has to do with life around it.
That's right. You have no idea how many things have come up. It's
Right.
just this happened and that happened. And they literally tell me every detail of it, which I'm open, I'm present, I'm listening, I'm there for that. And I have a space for that for them, and I want them to be able to speak it. But the reason that they claim they haven't been able to do their food is because of the attack. And so I've not only been under that attack and seen myself knowing that I'm going to another level, I've witnessed person after person after person being prepared and equipped by God to go to a different level. And we have that statue of the full armor of God right at the door of our gym. And the reason I have it there is because I'll tell each of those people, the next time you walk into that gym, I want you to look at that statue, and I want you to be reminded that you need the breastplate of righteousness.
Right.
You know, you need the helmet of salvation. You have to carry this with you everywhere you go, in everything that you do, every single day, and understand that you will want to give up. I mean, you will want to give up more times than you will be able to count, and that doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong
human.
that you don't give up. It makes you human that you're second guessing if you should be doing it. And I feel like it's the enemy's number one tactic is to come in and make you second guess should you be doing what you're doing, because why would he want you to succeed? Why would he want you to get along with everybody? Why would he want everything to be, copacetic? Because that's not what he wants, because the people's lives are going to get changed. People's lives are going to get saved, if that happens. So, of course, enemy fire is going to come in, right? So you have to detach and you have to recenter yourself. You have to remind yourself of why you're doing what you do, and you have to tell yourself, I don't quit.
Well, I say this sometimes. I say, if everything is going good, like if you've been having everything for a long time go good, are you doing good? Because if it's going well, you're not actually worth attacking. You might already be in the wrong camp. But I talk about this. If you've listened to our show before, you've probably heard this because I reference this. I just like to use the comparison for what we just talked about as far as wanting to give up. And I was competing in a jiu-jitsu tournament in the AGF, the American Grapplers Federation, and it was for first place. And I got caught in a really good guillotine, which is just a throat choke. It's the kind of thing that makes it to where you can't breathe and you kind of just want to take a nap. And I compare this to what Deb just got done talking about because the entire time I was in the choke, I wanted to give up. And I could have said, well, I can't fight right now. I can't really fight back because I'm in this choke. The choke is preventing me from doing the moves I want to do. But you just have to divert. Just like Deb said with food, if life is really hard and you find yourself somewhere that you're not normally at, you find yourself dealing with a situation that you're not used to dealing with, or maybe you're on the road and you're not used to being on the road, and so you don't know what you're supposed to eat. You have to adapt and to overcome to that. Just like I found myself in this guillotine, I'm not used to being there. I'm used to actually usually being in control when I'm in the position that I was in that got me into the guillotine. But now that I'm here, I can't just quit. I can't just give up. I have to say, okay, this is really bad. I can't do what I want to do and what I'm used to doing. So what can I do to get out of this situation? And I actually ended up getting out of that guillotine and ultimately winning the tournament. And what got me out of it was actually knowing I didn't want to let the people down that were a part of getting me there. And so I say that to say iron sharpens iron. It takes a team. This is why Debbie and I do what we do, is to help people so that you don't have to engage in this kind of thing on your own. So that when you miss the potential warning sign of an upcoming bump, you're capable of handling the speed bump. And Deb, you talked about that on your social media. I think it was last month or something like that, about missing a speed bump. And you did it when Sophie was little, and Sophie was super excited because you ran over it. And a lot of people don't know you, Debbie, so they don't realize that you were probably going 140 in a neighborhood. So you probably really hit that speed bump. Okay, she doesn't actually do that, but she does drive a little quick. So she hits a speed bump. Our daughter jumps in the air. Debbie's totally freaked out. Is the suspension okay? Oh my gosh, is my car broken? And Sophie's like, Debbie, mama, can we do that again? That was awesome. The 5-year-old mentality. And Deb just got to thinking, a lot of times we wish we knew the speed bump was coming, but what if we could just handle the speed bumps childlike like that? Right. With a childlike faith? What if when they hit, we could be like, okay, well, that was that, but now we move on. And so, Deb, what do you suggest? If someone misses the warning signs of an upcoming speed bump and they hit that, what does the recovery of that look like? How do you move forward when you've been hit with those types of things in life?
Oh, I think it's the equipping. You know what I mean? Right. I think it's like making sure my tires are always aired up, going to my mechanic on a regular basis and making sure my shocks are in good shape. It's like, what is my equipping in life? How am I going to be prepared when I do hit a speed bump? Am I in the Word on a regular basis, or am I listening to heavy metal? Did I listen to a sermon on the ride, or did I listen to the news and all this bad news? Am I going out to lunch with a bunch of people that gossip and badmouth people, or am I going out to lunch with someone who wants to sit and pray together, or someone who wants to actually go through a devotional together? Yeah. Do I actually give people attention that are willing to discredit or badmouth other people? Do I speak up and I actually say, no, I'm not okay with that? I don't think you should be that way, and I don't want that, in my life. Or do I just let it pass? Those are all you're equipping yourself for those speed bumps. And if you're positively equipping yourself along the way, it's kind of just like hitting a speed bump physically. If you're positively equipping yourself to where you're doing your stretching, you're doing your foam rolling, you're doing mobility exercises, you're doing deep breathing, if you go ahead and decide to trip and fall, you're going to be so much more equipped. So it's in my opinion, it's the equipping.
Yeah, I think that you say a lot to give God control, but still be willing to put in the work. I mean, if you don't know how to change your oil, you don't know how to tune up the engine, you don't know how to air up the tires in your car, then you're not going to just not do it. You're going to take it to a mechanic and have them do it. The mechanic's in control, but you're making a point to put the work in to get it there.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of people get sideways is we get caught in this perpetual loop of just thinking things are going to change without actually applying anything to create that change. And so, you're not going to get stronger. You're not going to get faster without lifting, without running. You're also not going to change the way life hits you daily without putting things into practice. Are you reading your Bible? Are you listening to motivation? If you're in a field of business or work or entrepreneurial, are you listening to mentorship? Are you finding videos? There's so much of this stuff for free.
Do you even have a mentor?
Do you have a mentor? Do you can you go online? Can you look up something that will encourage you to do something a little different or do something better? Or are you just putting your head down and getting hit in the top of your head every day because you think that eventually it's just going to break and you're going to see through it? Now, there's a time to put your head down and grind, but I think you still have to put that work in to continue to grow and to continue to be better so that you're able to take these things on. And I think that what we have to talk about is that preparation. How do you strengthen not only your mind, but your body and your spirit? Because that trinity of our bodies, or of us, if you will, is what allows us to take on things in life. And so real quick, as we're coming to the end of the segment here, I want to ask you, Deb, how do you prepare mind, body, and spirit to take on those speed bumps? And then talk about going into our next segment, the longevity retreat, which is a way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I start my day before I even get out of the bed with deep breathing. I mean, it's just 5 minutes, but it's 6 count in, it's 6 count out. It changes my nervous system. It sets my nervous system completely up for the rest of the day. I usually do at least one stretch, maybe my legs up the headboard, or maybe I put pillows underneath my glutes so I can release my psoas, pillows in the center of my back so I can release my chest. So I start my day with better circulation. I get up, I go for a walk on my treadmill, I get even improved circulation, but I'm also listening to something positive. Usually it's a sermon. Usually it's something, that gets me into the word. And then I read a devotional. I even, read a devotional with my daughter. She read it to me today. And, we get started off on the right foot. It's just preparing your day. How is my food, set up? I've got my food ready. I know what I'm going to eat. I know what I'm going to drink throughout the day. I'm set up. My cooler is ready. My clothes were set out the night before. I don't have to be anxious and racing around. I'm equipped for a successful day. And the thing is that you may not feel like you are equipped for any of these things. You may feel like this is an area that you're horrible at. Great. Guess what? I spend 50% of my time in my sessions with my clients coaching them on how to be better at all of this, coaching them on how to organize their home, how to organize their day, how to do things the night before, how to set themselves apart, creating a special bag that has everything stored in it. This is part of it. This is part of what we do. This is part of how we help you. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with us at Integrity Training Systems, or for a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, give us a call at 636-299-2208 or take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com. For more information on our longevity retreat in Rosemary Beach with John and Debbie Morris, as well as Dr. Mike and Bashima Williams, functional medicine doctors, take a look at longevityretreat.co. And for farm-to-table, grass-finished beef delivered to your doorstep, fedfromthefarm.com. Finally, My Personal Bakery, gluten-free, dairy-free, nutrient-dense baked goods delivered to your doorstep. Take a look at sophiesbakery.com.
And oh, you will never stop fighting for me when I can't fight for myself. Every word is a promise you keep, 'cause you love me like nobody.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Been talking a lot about hitting breaking points and using them as breakthrough points. Talked about what it meant to be a warrior. And then in the last segment, we were talking about the equipping, how to become equipped to take things on in life. We've got super exciting news. We've mentioned it a little bit in the show so far. This is the first show that we're talking about it. We just launched the website. Everything's up and running. You can literally go online right now and sign up for this. But we are doing a longevity retreat. So, Deb, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about what is the longevity retreat?
It's just going to be this amazing experience in the most incredible, just soul-lifting place. It's in Rosemary Beach, Florida, which is off of 30A. It's sort of nestled. It's a beach road, if you haven't ever been there, that's nestled between Destin, Florida, and Panama City. And it's all along the coastline. It's all these different varying beach towns. And Rosemary Beach has a very provincial feel to it. When you come there, even if you're not staying there, you have an experience just walking through the town. It is truly a remarkable place. And so we have always had the dream. That's where we travel to. And what would happen is we would bring family members or friends with us. And honest to goodness, when we would come back from the vacation, we would get referrals from the family members or from the friends.
Yes.
And it was just the strangest thing. Like, we were like, okay, this is so strange. We got a referral because so-and-so went on vacation with us, and they felt so much better when they went home that their friends noticed how much better they were, and they asked them, what have you been doing? Oh, I just went on vacation. Well, usually people come home from vacation feeling horrible and not looking better, but they came on vacation glowing and looking great, and so they decided that they wanted to work with me on nutrition. So we just really feel led by God to offer these longevity retreats. And it is a Christian based, we're going to have some worship, some devotionals, but really we're going to get into the nitty gritty of longevity. We will be with Dr. Bishima Williams, who is a functional medicine doctor. Her website is beingfunctional.com. She's been on the show before. Dr. Mike Williams with Ultra Wellness, who is a DO and an outstanding doctor. It's actually John and I's doctor. We both go to them. And then John and I. And, the doctors will take over one day, and then we will take over another day. And you would think that we're just going to teach you how to work out and how to eat, but that's not it. I mean, we're going to teach you how to prepare yourself and put yourself into a position to where you can have a healthy lifestyle and really give you the patterns of that. And the class is being held in this outrageously gorgeous home. And it's just breathtaking being in this home. And so we're doing live cooking demonstrations. You're going to get to eat this healthy food. All of your meals are included. We get to eat in Alice Beach, which is just an incredibly phenomenal town, which is walking distance away. But all of your meals are included. We will have a bonfire on the beach with live worship music. And it's just going to be an incredible, life-changing experience. If you plan to spend the weekend with us, I can assure you, no matter where you are in your fitness, in your health, no matter what your situation is, no matter what your circumstances are, you will receive breakthrough. It is dynamically set up to benefit all different types of people. It is not just for the fitness-minded. It can be for someone who's never even set foot in the gym. We are going to start our day with breath work. We're going to start our day with stretching, all done on the ground, all in a beautiful place. And it's again, for all fitness levels. Even if you have imbalances, it will work with you. We will do some walking tours and biking tours if that works for you and for your body type. We will eat lunches out, and we'll also eat lunches and breakfasts in this beautiful house while learning how to cook. And then Dr. Bishima and Dr. Mike will help you to apply a continuous glucose monitor if you would like to wear one. And then they'll teach you and coach you about so many different practices when it comes to functional medicine, and just getting to the root cause and just being proactive with your health and creating a longevity mindset, body, mind, and spirit.
I think the idea of, the creation of this is, as Debbie stated, it originated from friends and family members that would come with us and come back and feel better. But the concept became, if we can actually help someone to understand how to implement these things on vacation, where honestly some of the greatest hiccups and failures on a health journey occur.
Yes.
Because A, we allow ourselves, I'm on vacation, it's no big deal. And B, we are out of our element or out of our norm. So if we are someone who normally has a good routine instilled or in place, that falls to the wayside as well. So the goal is for us to teach you with very minimal work on your end how to get through a vacation healthily and the right mindset, and then how to return home and move that right into the rest of your life. And the idea is that not only are you going to have a great time, not only are you going to learn those benefits of how to build your life to be better and healthier when you get back, but there's also going to be a scientific component where you are given information and data by the doctors, by Debbie on nutrition, by myself from a physiology and kinesiological perspective on how to be better. So you're going to leave with a newfound intellect built into health. You're going to leave with newfound ability to implement the things that you learn, and the intellectual side of the learning and the implementation of how we teach you to get through life just starts to really gear you up and prepare you for success.
Also, just eating that way and drinking that way all weekend
makes you feel better.
You are literally you're going to feel different. You might lose weight through the experience. I mean, you might do a healthy detoxification. I mean, you may restore physically just from those three to 4 days.
Right.
I mean, it's a 4-day retreat, but I mean, within 3 days, you can actually really change your entire immune system when done correctly. And it will be done correctly. 2 doctors and 2 wellness professionals are going to be there assisting you. And then we'll have a staff of helpers, incredibly talented, that will be there helping you every step of the way. It is just going to be a transformational weekend. And we really hope that you will join us because we know your life will change. We only have 24 spots available for it. So you want to definitely make sure that you get signed up as soon as possible. It's actually going to happen the last weekend of October.
Yes.
So you'll arrive and we meet Friday evening, and then we meet all day and night, Saturday and Sunday. And then it's a half-day session on Monday. And then you're home in time for the next day to be Halloween, with your family. You can fly into Rosemary Beach from St. Louis and really from anywhere. Very inexpensive. It is a very inexpensive spot. Again, all of your meals are included, all of your training is included, and all of your entertainment is included. Even bike rentals are included. You would just be paying for your lodging. Our website has several different options for you to choose from. Really, the most affordable and best option is to rent a carriage house. Many of the homes, start for around $200, $220 a night, especially at that time of the year. And it is a beautiful time of the year to go. The breeze is just incredible. So take a look at longevityretreat.co, or you can take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com, and we have a big banner that you can click onto, and you can even see a video just getting an idea of the, just the area and just a better understanding of just how incredible the area is and why we've decided to do it. It's definitely something that God has guided us through and led us to do. So we know the anointing is on it, and we know that you will be blessed both, physically and mentally, but we know you will be blessed spiritually as well. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with us at Integrity Training Systems, you can take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com. And for a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, you can give us a call at 636-299-2208. From farm to the table, grass-finished beef delivered to your doorstep. Take a look at fedfromthefarm.com, and nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods from my personal bakery delivered to your doorstep. Take a look at sophiesbakery.com. We appreciate you all listening. God bless you.